as the sun is going down here in lovely North Canterbury, I just have had a crazy weekend of processing what has happened. My Springboks are in the final of the World Cup, and the All Blacks in this lovely country I live in is also in the final. And for us, this has not been able to happen for years and years. I mean, since the 95 World Cup, we've never seen this happen. And it's just, wow, amazing to think we are here, guys. This is going to be an epic game. This is going to be something really special. And I mean, obviously, from a Springbok perspective, if you win games so closely, you do feel at the end of the day, like, damn, that we do well enough. But then you spend some time and you're like, no, I'm proud of my team. You know what, they really grinded it out. They made it at the end, and they were overall the better team. I mean, if you look at a team like England, on the day they played out of their skins and they played really, really well. So don't take anything away from them. Springboks was making handling mistakes, all kinds of things that we can look at. But somehow, with their really, really poor game, finding a way to grind it out and get into that finals. And we know from a All Black perspective, the Argentinian game they made it look easy, although I think it wasn't really that easy. They made it look easy. But again, the game before that against Ireland, they really had to grind that out. It wasn't just a simple game. It really took some kind of effort to get that game over the line. Could have gone either way, the same as the Springbok one, but the difference is these teams wanted it more. And man, I'm proud for the Southern Hemisphere pulling both these games through, And now just kind of post-mortem looking at it, a lot of stuff that was said after games. We know Rico Ioane after the game had some stuff to say. We know Whitelock had some stuff to say. We know in the Springbok camp, after the French game, the French had a lot to say regarding the ref and whatever. The same against England again, a lot of complaints. Curry against Mbunambi, we'll see what comes from that. Obviously not great if it was racial slurs, but boy, you know what? It's not going to change anything, guys. These guys can keep complaining about all kinds of stuff, and wanting to, make drama off the field. But the game's done, the final whistle is blown, and the final is the Springboks versus the All Blacks. To me, growing up, I grew up in South Africa. Wasn't really that interested in sport until, started playing around 13, 14, started playing rugby. And just by accident, that's the year in 95 that the Springboks are back in their first World Cup. Everyone wrote them off, backs against the walls, kind of similar to what I feel. I wouldn't say the Springboks were written off in this World Cup, but many feel, would have said that they wouldn't have made it. Ireland was too strong for them, or France being hosts. And here they are. It feels to me very similar. And the All Blacks, such a strong team. All these years has always been their team, And it just takes me back to those memories and me thinking back of those days when I was young and what that meant to me, that World Cup. And, just the emotion around it. And, obviously that one worked out for the Springboks, but it doesn't matter. It's such a big occasion. It means so much for so much people. And even here in New Zealand, it's needed because, rugby is not as big, I think, as what it was years ago. And, if you see what's happening in Australia and many countries, you want the game to keep being promoted, Sorry, just trying to hold this. You want the game to keep being promoted, guys. And the only way you can do that is by really saying, try and get yourselves into finals, get yourselves on the map. And the All Blacks have done that. There was a lot of doubts around the All Blacks and Foster and, kind of his on and off campaign over the last, say, 3 years. He's good and then he's terrible again with the team and then he's good again. But I mean, you could just see this was actually the players that stood up and said, we're going to do this. This is going to be, our our destiny. We're going to make the call, and we're going to make the finals of this World Cup. And so they did. Look, I mean, if you look at current form, if you looked a few games ago, the Springboks looked in good form. If you look at current form, you got to say the All Blacks going in as favorites. But boy, the All Blacks know this because they know us all so well from rugby championships, Super Rugby. We've got such a history between these two teams. It's just, it's always so kind of cultural when these two teams play. If you hate the Springboks from an All Black supporter perspective, or if you're a Springbok supporter and you hate the All Blacks, you can hate it as you want. It makes, you only as, any hero is only as good as his villain, if you could put it that way. So there's just so much, history between these two teams, and I just feel it makes for a fabulous final between such a historic clash. And you never know who's going to come out on top in these type of games, because both these teams are just so good at World Cup finals. We just know what the All Blacks have done over the years, and we know in this game again, Springboks, what they've done in World Cups. They've had a really good record in World Cups. So, Springboks chasing 2 back-to-back World Cup victories. Both teams chasing the 4th World Cup for their countries. It's just going to be special, guys. I cannot wait. This is just a little bit of a recap. Normal videos will go on as normal. Just thought, after I've processed a bit, the day after, I thought I'd just give you guys a little recap and show you this beautiful view. And that's just New Zealand, such a beautiful place. And for a South African living here, being a rugby supporter, having a rugby channel, I just thought I'd share a little bit with you guys and give you a little bit of history where I come from and from South Africa's point of view, and what that 95 World Cup meant for us. For me personally, as a young kid, 13, 14 years old. After that, I shaved my head not long after that, wanting to look like James Small. Oh, so many kids at school was basically doing the little cut with just a little hair in the front with Jonah Lomo. And since then, played rugby right through till club level. And then obviously got older and had kids, and now sharing my passion through these videos. But yeah, I just thought I'd reminisce a bit and say to you guys that I'm so excited about this, because this is a repeat of a 95. It's not totally a repeat, but it's the first time that these two teams will face each other in a final, and maybe the last time. We don't know if it'll ever work out like this again. Both teams had tough roads, on the harder side of the pools, having the tougher games, both teams, and grinding it out and getting to those finals. Some did predict this. I had a strong feeling that it could happen, and the Southern Hemisphere teams just showing they've got that little bit more than the Northern Hemisphere teams, and the Northern Hemisphere teams could have been there, but at the end, going south, and this is just going to be epic. I am super excited, guys. I appreciate you guys that keep watching my videos and always there for me. It's cool to have this community, and I do read the comments. I just don't always get to reply to all of them, because these videos do take some work and time. But I do thank every one of you, and guys, if you can still hit that subscribe button, yeah, then I'll see you in the next one. We're chasing that 3,000 subscriber mark, and I hope you can help me get there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.